I want to talk to a very specific kind of person in this episode. You may not have the full picture of your future, but you do know one thing for sure. The traditional career path just doesn't sit right with you. Years ago, I told my now husband, then fiancé, I don't think I'm cut out for the corporate world. And honestly, I couldn't even explain it fully. I just knew I didn't feel like it was a good fit for me. The 9-to-5 climb, the traditional career milestones, it all felt like a mismatch. And that knowing, that unease, so to speak, it was confusing because I didn't have a clear vision of what I did want. I just knew what I didn't want. And maybe you're in that space today, uncertain, a little frustrated, trying to hold on to a dream but feeling stuck without a clear path forward. If that's you, this episode is for you. I want to talk you through 3 truths that have grounded me as I walked my own non-traditional path. Let's get into it. You're listening to the Driven Introvert podcast, the place to be for dreamers, doers, and entrepreneurs who are ready to birth the dreams, callings, and ideas the Lord has placed in their hearts. Do you sense that God is calling you to step out and do something new, but you're held back by fear and uncertainty? Do you struggle with believing that you can do great things because of your quiet, reserved, and introverted nature? Welcome here. I'm Remy Roy, your host and founder of shepacked.com. I'm an author, an entrepreneur, a creative, and a committed trier. I'm here to help you get unstuck and make progress on your God idea. Let's go. So my story is just that. I knew what I didn't want to do, but I had no idea what I did want. I felt called to do something different from what I had known, but I had no vision. And that can be a miserable place to be. You feel like you should chart your own course and beat your own path, but in what direction? What does that look like in practical terms? If you find yourself wrestling with these, I feel you. It's a long, treacherous journey. Now, I have to preface this with a thought. None of this makes you better or more intentional or more driven than anyone else. Having a stable 9-to-5 traditional job is not an indictment. In fact, most of us wildcards have relied on stable jobs or currently rely on our loved ones with stable jobs. It's not better or more noble in any way. It's just different. So I want to share 3 things with you. 3 things to consider, to know, and do if you find yourself in this space. Okay. Number 1, your path doesn't have to look like everyone else's. If you're the kind of person who's tried several jobs, industries, or roles, and you still feel out of place, you're not crazy. It might not just be the environment. It might be the entire mold that doesn't fit, and that's okay. But here's the challenge. The world around you won't always understand this. Your family, your friends, even mentors, spouses, they may question your decision. They may say, but you're good at this. Why not just do that? Do not waste time fighting them because, frankly, they are not the problem. The journey is yours to take and to figure out. Don't spend your energy trying to prove them wrong. They're not wrong. They love you. Instead, spend that energy figuring out your next step, your next right step. Build something real. Take small actions. Let your results speak for themselves. Now, here's the thing. It might mean holding on to your traditional job for now while you're building your path on the side. You may not want to hear that, but that's not failure. That's strategy. You are not less driven or less worthy just because you don't have it all figured out. You just have to make your path work for you. And that begins by accepting that your road might be winding, different, and beautiful in its own way. So it's on you. The next move is yours. How do you move forward? How do you find your path? I think this is where you have to be self-aware and pay attention to your life. Chances are right now there are skills you have that you do not think mean much, right? They don't seem special to you because it's effortless. It's not a big deal for my friend who is a caterer to cook for 100 guests at a time. This is what she does. I couldn't do it. Have you ever seen the show Little Big Short? There was a boy on there who did long division without a calculator. Like it just comes to him. I am horrible at math. I would not be able to do that. So to other people, what you do is a big deal because they don't have the skill or ability to do it. It is so easy to underestimate yourself, your skills, and your abilities. It's not a big deal for a painter to just move his brush across the canvas and draw a pretty picture or a scenery or something. That's his thing. Or maybe a writer. She just sits down, gets a cup of coffee, and starts to write. And then she writes something so amazing, and you wonder how. This is what she does, right? But to the uninitiated, it might as well feel like magic. I remember when I first started writing professionally, I felt like a fraud because people would say how much I helped them, and I was surprised. All I did was I wrote an article or I drew up a content plan or something, and it didn't seem like much to me because it came naturally to me. Pay attention to those kinds of skills. They are your ticket to the dream. Putting the skills to work is one of the things that will set you apart. I didn't see my skills as noteworthy until I realized how much I could help other people achieve their goals by simply doing what I do. So which of your skills have you been overlooking? How can you find a way to put them to work starting today? See, your path doesn't have to look like everyone else's. Just find your path and follow it. If you're feeling unsure or stuck, I encourage you to listen to episode 9 of season 1 to get some clarity. In that episode, I shared 6 reasons why you might be feeling stuck. I promise it will be worth your time. So it's very important, number 1, for you to know that your path doesn't have to look like everyone else's. Find yours, follow it. All right, number 2. You need to know the season you're in and move accordingly. Maybe you're in a 9-to-5 season right now, even though your heart feels called and pulled elsewhere. Give it your best anyway. I believe sometimes we're in such a hurry to leap into the unknown that we miss the value of the current season. But I've learned this. Don't despise the season you're in. Whether it's stable, shaky, frustrating, or fruitful, it is shaping you. You're learning discipline, patience. Maybe you're saving up for a move. Maybe you're building skills that will serve your future work. Because a lot of us don't realize that when you transition to doing something for yourself, you better be disciplined. You better be ready. Right? You better have built some skills, some practical skills, not just soft skills. Those are helpful too, but very hard skills that actually help you make things work on your dream. So stay faithful in this season. Don't run just because it's uncomfortable. Run only when you're called forward and you know it's time. Because if you leave too soon, you might find yourself right back where you started, only with more pressure and less peace this time. So it's important to know which season you're in. What season am I in? You don't want to run away from a season just because it's hard. You don't want to quit your 9-to-5 job just because you don't like the people there or feel like, oh, this is not for me, but you don't know exactly what you want to do yet. So know the season you're in and trust the process. All right. Number 3, you need to become a master in your chosen path. This is where I believe most people falter. Our discipline doesn't match our talk. We want the creative, beat your own drum kind of lifestyle, but we forget that this stuff is hard. There's a reason why following a beaten path is easier. It's clear. I mean, you still have to be disciplined enough to follow it, but there's precedence, right? So let's say you finally stepped out. You're trying something new, whether that's writing, music, coaching, art, business, or something else outside of the box. This is amazing. Now, what do you do next? You become excellent at that thing. I'll be honest, when you choose a non-traditional path, it can feel like you're behind. You will look at your peers who stayed in corporate, in steady jobs, and got the steady promotions, and maybe they're now directors, they're managers, they're CEOs, they're making the big salaries, and you will feel the tension. You will feel behind. Like, where is my life even going? But hear me, you are not behind. You're just on a different journey. However, in order for you to stay the course, you must be willing to go deep. You need to go deep. You need to learn your craft. You have to put in the hours, seek mentorship, ask questions, practice discipline. Study people who have done what you want to do, and then do your work. There is no way around this. Just no way. You don't have to be perfect today, but you do need to commit to growth. Don't aim for comfort. Aim for mastery. You cannot talk the talk and not walk the walk. You cannot talk a big game and then spend all your time scrolling social media and watching Netflix. This is not the way this works. Becoming a master in your chosen path will require time, effort, and discipline. Are you ready to do it? Are you ready to plunge deep into it? This is where success and fulfillment comes from. Because that space between the dreams that you have and where you are right now will get more miserable if you are not constantly doing the work or seeing yourself as the kind of person that can do the work, that can make the commitment to get where you want to go. You don't want to stay in that nebulous place forever. You don't want to be that person who just keeps chasing the dream and never getting there. Aim for mastery. Aim for mastery. So let's recap, right? Number 1, your path doesn't have to look like everyone else's. Don't fight people. Just focus on finding and following your path. Number 2, know your season. Don't rush out of it just because it's uncomfortable. It might be exactly where God wants you or needs you to be at that time. And number 3, when you've found your path, commit to becoming a master. Go deep, be excellent, and let your work speak. My friend, I know the non-traditional journey is hard. I've lived it. I still do. It comes with doubt, detours, and a lot of questions. But I believe this. If you're listening today and your heart is stirring, it's because there's a dream in you that's worth pursuing. And God didn't give you that dream to tease you or to lead you astray. He gave it to you to grow something meaningful through you. You may not know all the steps, but take the next one. Pray, ask questions, build something, even if it's small. Start somewhere. Don't wait. Sometimes we say we're waiting on God, but God is actually waiting on you. Because guess what? He's giving you everything you need. Yes, you might need some specific direction at a particular time. You might need some specific help, some open door to make things go even further. But to get started, to do the thing, you have what it takes. He's given it to you. So consider the fact that God might be waiting on you to take the right steps. To just stop talking about things and start doing the things. I remember reading a book from Michael Hyatt, and I think somebody else has referenced this information, where there is something in our brains that when you talk about something you want to do, maybe a big dream that you have and you're talking about it, you get a sort of dopamine rush, a sort of excitement and fulfillment from talking about it, that when you leave that place where you've been talking about it, you may not feel the need to go do the thing anymore because you already got a rush from talking about it. This is not the kind of life you want to live. You don't want to be just a talker. You want to be a doer. You want to be the kind of person that follows through on that dream. There's a reason why God gave you the dream. You can do it. You may not know all the steps, but take the next right one. Pray. Again, ask questions. Start building something, even if it's small, and trust God in the process. He knows the way. All right. I hope this helps you as you think about what is next for you. I hope it helps you as you think about your path in life, your career, what you want to do for work, your life's work. I hope it encourages you as you pursue this journey. I would love to hear from you. If you're someone who feels called to a different kind of life, different from what is expected or what's always been modeled for you, I would love to hear from you. Maybe we can have a chat and just talk through what you're experiencing and what your next steps might be. Send me an email at thedrivenintrovert@shepact.com. I would love to get on a call and chat with you. I want to hear your story. And if you found this helpful, would you consider leaving a rating or a review in your podcast app? It only takes a moment and it really means the world to me. It helps other driven introverts find these words and know that they are not alone. Thank you so much for listening to this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoy this conversation, please take a moment to follow or subscribe to the podcast. I'd also love your feedback on this episode. You can scroll down on your app and click write a review. I'd love to read your takeaways from this conversation. As always, don't forget to take courage, trust God, and go pursue your big ideas. See you next time. The Driven Introvert is produced by shepact.com and Remy Roy. Ask a question or share a comment on a future episode, click on the link in the show notes to record your question in a voicemail.